So, you've managed to secure yourself an interview for your dream job in the industry, but you're not sure what to expect. In this video, I'm going to go over what you can expect from an interview for a junior position at a gaming company and give you some tips that will hopefully help you stand out. I'm Matthew from the Game Dev channel, and this channel is all about helping getting the next generation of games programmers and artists and designers into the industry. So if you want to learn a bit more about that, then consider subscribing for all the latest content. In this video, we're going to go in depth into some interview processes and what to expect from an interview, and that's including what you actually expect from the interview, how you should prepare for the interview, what you need to do on the day, and some bonus tips that is going to help you stand out from the crowd. So let's start with what to expect from a games industry interview. So one of the first major things that you need to expect when you're preparing for your interview is you need to expect a programming test. This is fairly standard throughout the industry, especially at the lower levels of entry. It's basically a way for your employer to make sure that you are a competent programmer. They're not going to expect you to be really good because you're coming out of university or you're applying for your first job, so they're not expecting you to be the best in the world, but they want to make sure you're at least competent. So definitely expect that. On top of the actual programming test, you can probably expect some problem solving questions as well, and these won't be your standard problem solving questions. It'll be probably requiring you to think a little bit out of the box. A great example of a question for problem solving is why are manhole covers round? Now, I'll give the answer at the end of the video, but just think on that as kind of the problem solving questions you can expect. The other thing that you can expect are a lot of questions just about your general personality. Making games is very much a team effort, so you want to know that the person you're interviewing is going to be a good team fit. You don't want to interview someone and hire them if they kind of cause a bit of friction, if they don't handle criticism well. You get a lot of criticism in the gaming industry. So you want to make sure that this person is going to blend in well with the team and going to strengthen the team rather than be a hindrance to it. So now that you kind of know what to expect, how do you then prepare for that? Well, the main thing I would prepare for is the programming and problem solving tests. You basically want to just go over some basic programming. You want to also tailor this to the company you're working for. So for instance, if you're planning on joining a AAA company, then they're likely to want C++ skills. So you want to go over your basic pointer logic, the difference between pointers and references, how things can go wrong if things go out of scope and things like that. If the company you're going for is more of a Unity programming, then learn up a bit on your C# and your scripting, and some basic Unity design choices that you can make in the engines. I would also say, especially if you're going for gameplay programmer positions, you want to revise your math, and in particular, probably revise dot and cross product. A lot of problems in gameplay programming especially come down to vector maths, so dot and cross is really important. Learn up on your matrices as well. I definitely got asked questions about that in my interviews, so it's likely that you will get the same. So yeah, just brush up on that before you go in. Now, what should you do on the day? Well, the first thing that you should do, and this is kind of a weird one, a lot of people get to the interview really early on the day. Do not get to your interview more than 10 minutes early. Some people seem to think it's a really good idea to show up like half an hour early, but in all honesty, that's just kind of a pain in the ass for the company that are interviewing you, because they've got a strict plan, a schedule set out, and if you're turning up half an hour early, you either just get sat in the lobby twiddling your thumbs and just, eating into your nerves for half an hour. But if you turn up about 10 minutes early, you're still on time, you're still showing up early enough that you can settle yourself down, and it shows the employer that you can get somewhere at a time specified rather than being way too early. And definitely don't be late. if you can help it. Obviously, circumstances might change. Just make sure if they do, you ring in and tell the company that you're going to be late for various reasons. Another thing, this is kind of unique to the games industry as well. You tend not to have a uniform at a games industry job. Everyone at my office, normally just t-shirt and jeans. But what I would say for an interview, unless it specifically says somewhere, then definitely overdress rather than underdress. It's not too bad if you go in like a shirt and tie and nice trousers and everyone else is in t-shirt and jeans. That looks not as bad as if everyone is in shirt and tie and you turn up in t-shirt and jeans, if you get what I'm saying. So definitely overdress rather than underdress. For my interview, I just wore a smart shirt and some smart trousers. Nothing too fancy, because games industry jobs tend to be a bit more casual in the costume department, as it were. And then one of the last things you should do is ask questions about the company and show that you're interested in what this company is offering you, because if they don't think you're actually interested in the role, then they're probably not going to offer it to you. But if you have gone out your way to get familiar with the company and you ask lots of insightful questions to them, then they're going to take more of a shine to you. You're going to be a lot more memorable, for one. So that's definitely a really good tip. So now I'm just going to go into some extra bonus tips. So the first one is to get familiar with the company that you're interviewing for. And when I say that, I mean get familiar with the games this company has released. Search for them on social media, see what they're actively doing on Twitter and on Facebook and things like that. See what their currently announced projects are so you can talk about those in the interview. It's a really good way to show your interest, is to already know about the company. I have often been asked, what do you know about the company? If you can respond to that and show that you know a lot about the company, that puts you in good stead. Another thing that shows you're really interested is ask for any extra information about just the surrounding area of where the office is, or in the current climate, if work from home is possible. That shows that you're definitely interested, especially if you're taking interest in the surrounding area. That basically means that you're willing to move to wherever your interview is at to take this job, and it shows that you're committed. Another tip, personality is probably going to be more important than your programming ability if this is an entry-level job. Graduates and juniors are not expected to be great programmers. In the first month that you join, everything you do, someone else will be sat making sure that what you're about to put into the source base doesn't completely break it. There's not a lot of trust on graduates because they've never touched software to the scale that you'll be used to. They won't be used to the scale of the software when they first join. So don't worry too much about your programming ability, but the big test is, are you going to be a good team fit? So make sure you're very personable. Be yourself. You don't want to be someone different and have them think, oh, this guy's going to be a great fit, or this girl's going to be a great fit, and then it turns out you're not, because that's not what your personality is. And that's about it. So I did promise I would answer the manhole problem solving question. It's a fairly simple one. Big problem with programmers is we tend to overthink things. The reason a manhole cover is round is so that it can never fall down the hole. If you have a square manhole cover, if you pick it up and it goes diagonal, it could fall down, but because it's round, it will never be able to fall down the hole. It's as simple as that. So I hope this video was useful in some way. If you have any more questions, feel free to just comment below. I will get back to you on those. If there are any other topics you want me to cover in future videos, again, drop a comment below. If you thought this video was helpful, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you want to stay up to date on all the latest tips and tricks. Thank you very much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.